The fashion capital of the world has once again become the center of global attention, this time not only for its haute couture, but also for the arrival of BTS's Jin, who has been confirmed as a main guest at Milan Fashion Week. European media outlets have expressed admiration and pride at his presence, noting how his attendance elevates the prestige of the event beyond expectations. As Gucci's global ambassador, Jin's appearance in Italy has been described as nothing short of a cultural milestone. Local and international media reported that Jin was seen at the Fashion Week venue, quietly rehearsing and participating in pre-show run-throughs, signaling his central role in the proceedings. With his poised presence and calm charisma, Jin has already drawn comparisons to the great figures of fashion and music, positioning him as a unifying icon whose influence transcends borders. Coverage across European outlets praised Jin's ability to merge the artistry of K-pop with the elegance of high fashion. This is more than just a guest appearance, one Italian fashion columnist wrote. Jin has brought an energy that feels global, uniting fans, fashion houses, and the media under one spotlight. His involvement is being seen as a definitive sign of how K-pop's global power is shaping the luxury industry in ways previously unseen. The rehearsal phase, often closed to the public, further confirms the level of importance attached to Jin's role. Reports from inside the venue suggest that Gucci and Milan Fashion Week organizers have gone to great lengths to prepare for his participation, ensuring that his presence as a main guest is highlighted with due grandeur. The anticipation is building for the moment he steps into the spotlight officially, a scene that fans and fashion insiders alike believe will redefine what it means to be both an idol and a fashion ambassador. With European media openly declaring pride in his presence, Jin's arrival has cemented Milan as the current epicenter of the cultural world. Fans around the globe are holding their breath, knowing that when Jin finally takes the stage as Gucci's star guest, it will not simply be a fashion moment, it will be history in the making. In Italy, Corriere della Sera ran a headline that read, "Il principe del K-pop arriva a Milano. Jin porta la moda a un nuovo livello." The Prince of K-pop arrives in Milan. Jin takes fashion to a new level. The article highlighted how Jin's presence is not simply about celebrity culture, but a symbolic recognition of the merging between European luxury heritage and Asian cultural power. For Milan, the arrival of Jin is viewed as a cultural bridge moment that reinforces Italy's position as a hub of global fashion diplomacy. France's Le Monde described his arrival as an event that transcends entertainment, pointing out that Jin represents an entire generation of artists who are reshaping what it means to be influential. He is not here as a pop star alone, the article stated, but as a global ambassador of artistry, discipline, and elegance. French commentators emphasize that Jin's involvement at Milan Fashion Week places him on the same level of impact as some of the most celebrated names in the fashion industry. In the United Kingdom, The Guardian noted the emotional reaction of fans waiting outside the venue, calling Jin's Milan appearance a seismic cultural moment. The piece explained how his journey from military service to global ambassador resonates with audiences worldwide, giving his story a level of authenticity rarely found in celebrity culture. He is seen as both aspirational and relatable, one critic wrote, a rare balance that magnifies his influence on and off the runway. Even beyond Europe, German broadcasters such as Deutsche Welle underscored how Jin's role demonstrates the long-term impact of K-pop on international industries. Commentators noted that Jin is not simply participating, he is leading. His rehearsal appearance, reportedly involving meticulous coordination with Gucci's creative directors, further confirmed that his role was central to the event rather than symbolic. As Milan Fashion Week edges closer to its highlight moments, one fact is becoming undeniable. Jin is no longer just a guest at the event. He has become the main attraction. His ability to command attention without grand gestures reflects the natural charisma that has defined his career since his debut with BTS. Now in Italy, surrounded by the finest names in fashion, Jin has shown that his influence extends well beyond music charts and concert stages. It dominates global culture itself. While European media outlets proudly heralded Jin as the centerpiece of Milan Fashion Week, the city itself was visibly transformed by the presence of his fans. From the moment Jin's plane landed, armies from across Europe and beyond poured into the fashion capital, some traveling from as far as Brazil, Japan, and the United States just to catch a fleeting glimpse of him. Streets surrounding the Milan Fashion Week venues were lined with banners, LED trucks, and fans holding handmade signs, all emblazoned with Jin's name and iconic imagery. Local authorities, according to Italian broadcasters, had to implement crowd control measures normally reserved for world leaders and A-list Hollywood actors. Yet, unlike other celebrity arrivals, Jin's fan base exuded warmth and organization, with chants of "Jin, we love you" echoing through the avenues. The sheer volume of support caught the attention of Italian citizens who, unaccustomed to such fervor for a single figure, remarked that the city felt like it was hosting a cultural festival rather than a fashion event. One report by La Repubblica described the atmosphere outside the Gucci rehearsal venue as a spontaneous global summit of fandom, with fans speaking in multiple languages but united by their dedication to Jin. Interviewed fans shared deeply personal reasons for their journey. Some cited how Jin's solo music had carried them through difficult times, while others expressed pride in seeing him rise as both a musician and a global fashion ambassador. The international attention was not lost on Gucci itself. Sources close to the brand revealed that Jin's rehearsal was deliberately kept private to avoid overwhelming disruptions, but insiders hinted at special seating arrangements that would place him prominently among global fashion elites. The moment Jin enters the official show, one Italian fashion critic told Rai Television, "It will no longer be Milan Fashion Week, it will be Jin Fashion Week." Beyond the glamour, Jin's presence also brought a human dimension to the spectacle. Fans noted his simple wave, his understated style at the airport, and his quiet participation in rehearsals as proof of his grounded personality despite global fame. This contrast between his humility and the extraordinary attention surrounding him only deepened the admiration from both fans and media. For Milan, Jin's arrival has become more than an international headline. It has become a lived experience for the city itself. Cafes near the fashion venues reported spikes in business from international armies. Hotels in central Milan noted near full occupancy with K-pop fans, and even local artisans saw an uptick in requests for customized Jin-themed merchandise. As the official show date approaches, anticipation continues to mount. The question on everyone's mind, fashion critics, media, and army alike, is no longer just what Gucci will present on the runway. It's how Jin's presence will redefine Milan Fashion Week, and by extension, the global relationship between K-pop and high fashion. Even before the official Gucci Spring-Summer 2026 show began, whispers from the rehearsal floor had already set fashion insiders abuzz. According to reports from Italian-style commentators, Jin's walk-through rehearsal was described as magnetic, leaving even seasoned critics speechless. Unlike typical celebrity guests who simply attend the event, Jin was observed moving with the quiet assurance of someone who belonged on the runway. One critic from Vogue Italia admitted, "I have covered Milan Fashion Week for over 2 decades, and rarely have I seen such anticipation and reaction toward a single guest. Jin's presence does not overshadow the collection, it elevates it." This sentiment was echoed by France's Madame Figaro, which went further, calling him a cultural force who transforms fashion into a story of global connection. Observers noted how Jin's aura seemed to ripple across the venue, turning a rehearsal into a spectacle. His styling, classic, understated yet sharp, embodied Gucci's ethos of blending heritage with modernity, but it was his natural charisma that critics believed created the spark. "He doesn't need extravagant movements or dramatic poses," remarked a German fashion blogger. "Simply standing in the spotlight, Jin commands the room." American outlets, too, weighed in with surprise. Women's Wear Daily described him as a new face of fashion's global future, suggesting that his impact may well surpass many Hollywood attendees expected in Milan. For U.S. critics used to seeing actors and models dominate such spaces, the rise of a K-pop idol in this echelon of fashion was both unprecedented and undeniable. Meanwhile, British critics from The Times highlighted Jin's timing, noting that his post-military resurgence made his presence all the more symbolic. He has re-emerged not only as a musician, but as a refined ambassador of contemporary culture. To Milan, he represents resilience, reinvention, and relevance. The collective reaction among critics was clear. Jin was not simply another celebrity invited to fill seats. He was a cornerstone figure redefining the very dynamics of Milan Fashion Week. His ability to seamlessly bridge entertainment and fashion left many to wonder whether this was just the beginning of a long-term transformation in how global fashion events position themselves. With the official show yet to unfold, the buzz surrounding Jin has already eclipsed many of the headliners expected to dominate the week. In the words of one Italian journalist, when Jin steps into the spotlight, the runway becomes his world, and fashion follows his rhythm.